This pandemic has exposed a common weakness among everybody, well, me included, until I learned from my mentor, Dr. Dennis Waitley of the Winner's Edge fame. People put limits, limitations on themselves. And by the way, because these two words are so interchanged, very often I might as well differentiate between the two words. Limits are physical, so you cannot rise above it. For example, I'm not tall enough. That's why I never even imagined myself, even in my younger days, of becoming a fashion model. I, I don't have the height that's required to be a successful fashion model. So that is a limit. It's physical and it's real. But what is a big weakness common among us, the average persons, is that we put our own limitations on ourselves. So wait, we just said limits, physical, real. Yes, but limitations are not real. Limitations are those things that you set up on your mind that you say to yourself, I'm not good in math. Oh, I just keep on forgetting people's names. These these are difficult times for me. I cannot concentrate. There's too much noise. Anything that you can still do something about, that you can still correct, and yet you say you cannot do it, that falls under the category of limitations. Limitations are psychological. You put it in your own mind. You think, you believe you cannot do it because you already implanted in your mind that you cannot do it. You're not capable of doing it. So starting today, let's have a little exercise. What is it that you are constantly telling yourself that you are not good at? Come on. Example, forgetfulness, especially people's names. Well, there's a way of remembering people's names or important dates or important items that you really need to remember. Well, all you need to do is say in your mind over and over again. For example, after introduction, don't just say, oh yeah, pleasure meeting you. No, repeat the name. Repeat the name at least 3 or 4 times during the conversation. Well, in fact, if you can say it 6 to 7 times during a brief conversation, you can be sure that the 7-second syndrome will not work against you, because that's what I mean by forgetfulness, especially about people's names. You fall into the trap of the 7-second syndrome, but you can easily resolve it by repeating the name of the person after he has been introduced to you several times during that brief conversation. So, well, before you say, oh, I cannot do it, I just can't, I have limits. Remember, limits are real, not the ones that you set in your mind, not psychological. Those are limitations, and those you can correct. So choose limits. It's all right because you cannot rise above them. It's physical and it's real. But limitations, of course, you can overcome and you'll be the better for it.